Hello, guys. I think I'm live. Yeah, peace and everything. Good, good morning. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good night, whichever it is for you. Hey, Boulder Rept, Boulder Pet, Boulder Pet. Did I pronounce it right? So this video, this is a Xah Talk Show, and here I'm just going to talk about random things. Well, actually, I'm going to talk about. Let's go to Xah blog. Well, I'm going to talk about YouTube stuff. Okay, I'm going to talk about. Oh, Iceland, Jack. Hi, how are you? So you are in? Are you in Iceland actually? Hold on a second. Let me go to. Oh, that guy. That guy. What else? So this, some just that's those are just some random windows I've been reading. Now I gotta be careful, because when you do a live stream with a video, you don't want to pop up something, that's private, and that's easily done accidentally. Oh, in London, that's cool. I've never been to London. Looks like, England, and, there's much trouble there these days, in the past, 2 years. But anyway, so I'm gonna talk. So so this is like this video, this live stream is like Xah Talk Show. On today on. So it's like randomish. Okay, I'm just gonna talk about random philosophy. Well, I'm talking about philosophy. I kind of mention philosophy a lot because I'm kind of a philosophical person. So what does it philosophy mean? It just means I think about things a lot. Everything I see, I think about it, and that is philosophy. That is the definition, the gist of philosophy. Any other definition is inferior. When you think about things, everything you think about it, you keep thinking about it, think about it. Try to in whatever style, that is philosophy. But usually, when people say philosophy, we think of Aristotle, or Greek philosophers. The like classic philosophical philosophy problems, mind and body problems, and things like that. But anyway, so again, so this is like Xah Talk Show. I'm just gonna talk about random things, and feel free to leave, if you don't find it interesting. I mean, come and go. Maybe you are eating breakfast, or maybe it's your sleep time. And keep the comments going. So when I comment on something, if you have a question or if you have a comment, feel free to just post it. um, so I've been, so there's so many interesting things. I started to do video like almost like half a year now. Well, my first video is like many years ago, but I wasn't like doing video, but now I'm doing regularly. So you learn things. There are several things you learn. For example, I want to, I'm doing video because, I'm writing my programming tutorial and Emacs tutorial, and there are a lot of people who wants to learn Emacs, so I can teach that. And but also I have a lot, programming stuff, opinions about programming, and also because just my personality, I always like just I just have opinions and I want to talk about it. I want to say, I want to tell people about my opinions. But each person is different. Some people don't like to, they have opinions too, but they don't want to be like public. They don't really enjoy, like becoming, telling other people about their opinion. They keep them to themselves. But meanwhile, maybe they work. I mean, most people, they focus on money. That's majority. Actually, that's a human nature. Most majority of people are just focused on money. And there's a saying in Chinese. Um, uh, that is keep quiet and make lots of money, and a lot of people are like that, especially there are a lot of people like for example, I mean, this is just random example. There's scammers, okay? Like every day you see on the web page, there's scammers. There's all sort of guy, and their focus. I mean, they don't have a urge to go online or write blogs telling other people about what they think about things. I mean, that doesn't interest them. I mean, there's no interest. They don't find that interesting at all. However, making money like just quietly, like nobody knows, and they just make money, and they that's actually the most people. So I ramble a lot, and I learned video. So so I feel like I'm getting old. I'm 50 years old now, although I probably don't look like that. Asians usually are look younger. Um, but anyway, so I was saying, yeah. So doing videos. So I've been missing out. Because when you get older, young people tends to do they create innovations and do new things. For example, in the past 10 years, there's huge number of YouTube stars. They are often teen or 20 something, very young, and a lot of them, not just like hundreds of them, like more than thousands of them, they making millions and millions, like it's so amazing. And if you look at what they do, what they talk about, not much. I mean, they just young people. They talk well, and maybe they do usually have some charisma. They look, they have pretty face, um, and they do funny things, teenage things, or gamers, especially gamers. They just play games and put it online. So there are like hundreds of them, thousands of them. They make huge amount of money, and but anyway, I've been watching YouTube. Of course, just like I observe, I like to observe everything. I saw them, but things, there are so many things happening today, because technology, and you cannot see everything at all. The what you can actually know becomes smaller and smaller, because the world is growing exponentially, in different countries, different political events, or different technology happening. For example, I mean, the most interesting example is like if you are a programmer, the JavaScript front end programming. There you have like hundreds frameworks. Keep happening. Like you cannot even keep up, meaning that you cannot even know, how many are there. So anyway, so there's YouTube stars, young people, and I used to have the mentality of actually, knowing who they are, like how many are there, what they do, what kind of things they do on YouTube. There used to be, I think there is still is a Wikipedia article that lists so-called personality, internet personality, you know, basically YouTube stars, what this guy do, what that girls do, and so on. I used to want to, uh, like to know who they are, what they do, but you just cannot keep up. Like today, I know for sure that there are a thousand. I don't even never heard of. And I cannot possibly imagine to actually know. Even see a list of them because so many things are happening. Well, actually, I haven't played games much. Because well, the one major reason is because I have become poor in the past, say, 10 years. So I don't actually have the computer, with a graphics card to play games. But I would enjoy that, And gaming, so the only game I played is Second Life, but that is a big one. I don't know about today. It's kind of, but back in 2007, remember, Second Life is supposed to be, is supposed to replace the internet because the virtual reality. The vision is that you go to Second Life, it's a virtual world, and it's going to replace internet because you go into Second Life, and it's quite amazing because Okay, for those of you who don't know Second Life, it looks just like a 3D video game. Today you have first person shooters or whatever. It just looks like a 3D you know computer video game. But actually, you go there, everything inside Second Life is created by users, and there's no goal. Not like a typical game. You go in, you have to shoot people or win. Take over your enemy's fortress or whatever with your team or whatever, or you have to adventure like Zelda. Meet the princess or something like that. Nothing like that. There's no goal. Like it's just a second. It's just a world. It's just like real world. Okay, you were born into this world. What you gonna do? You don't know, and nobody knows. Nobody can tell you, and you just grow and you do whatever you want. So that's the second life situation. And I lived. I kind of like in the game, almost like 8 hours a day every day. For like 4 years. So well, Second Life is like a long story. I can go on and on. But it's amazing in several ways because it's not just a game, but it's also there's a social aspect. There's human nature aspect because you know maybe I'll just talk about Second Life for a bit because I ramble. That's my nature. So why not just talk about it? If you want to change subject, always just comment, then I'll see. I'll go that. Originally, I was planning to talk about YouTube. Many interesting things happening on YouTube. Many interesting characters and their videos. There's amazing people. The technology is so advanced today. You have all sort of amazing people, and they usually often they are expert at some particular area, and you can watch. And there's also lots of random things. But anyway, Second Life. The thing about Second Life is actually, yeah. Let me show my website. Why not? Because I want to. After all, I have a website. So I have a Second Life blog, but actually I stopped since about 2011. You may see 2017 here, but that's not really blogging. I basically stopped using Second Life since 2011. So the days I'm active is 2000. Let's see. Intro to Second Life. Yeah, 2007 to 2011. Basically, that's the years I'm in Second Life. So in Second Life you have math. So these are math. This guy Henry Sigerman, you can see he's on YouTube. He's on Twitter, and he also have a YouTube account. He's a mathematician. This guy introduced me to Second Life. So why? Because originally I was going to go into Second Life to build geometric models. Like the picture you see here, it's an actual virtual world. Like you go into Second Life, you can walk on the bridge, just like real life. You can go into the geodesic dome. You can go into that tower, and so I mean, you know what I mean, right? Yeah, I mean like 3D games. You go into a church or building, elaborate cathedral or whatever. That's what Second Life is. There's no goal. People do whatever they do, and so this is originally why I'm in Second Life. I was going there to build geometric models, geometry stuff using the Second Life technology. For educational purposes, for artistic purposes. I mean, I love math. There's so many things about math. But let's go. But okay, let me talk about the other thing about Second Life. You see this Newsweek cover? Virtual world, real money. So this girl is the first girl who became a millionaire uh, by doing things in Second Life. she she sell she she sell real estate. quote unquote real estate in Second Life. Basically, land areas. She resell them. That's how she became rich. I mean, real world millionaire we are talking about. So not the fake money, gaming money, but real world. But today, that's no news, right? Because there are a lot gamers who became, millionaires or 100 millions. Like they just play games and they show on YouTube stream. There are several of them. I noticed, and not even I mean we are not even talking about game champions. Of course, gaming champions, they have gaming competitions, they win international championship, and they have sponsors, big money corporations. But not that. I mean, so she is the first one who made the million, who became millionaire. But and there are several others, and usually they have to do with sex. Okay, so anyway, so I'm talking about the aspect of Second Life. So this, I was there originally to build geometry. Then I got into the sex stuff. So here's the different things in Second Life. Um, it's amazing. Yeah. So yeah, it's amazing. I'm not sure. The sex stuff about Second Life is actually not on this domain. So this domain is, let's see, xali.org. Okay, wait. Let's go to Brave browser. Xali.org. Okay, that's my website. Then you can go to Second Life here, xasl.org. So that's the Second Life pages. But actually, due to Google censorship, I have a bunch of gallery about the sexual related things in Second Life, but it's not on xasl.org. It's on xali.org, and it's not linked here. You have to, just search for it. Search Xali Second Life strippers. Let's say, for example, you'll find it. I'm not gonna talk about that here because why? Because Google, YouTube, censorship, and the social justice, situation. They gonna they're gonna cover me. They're gonna censor me. They're gonna shut me up. They're gonna put me in a bag and suddenly disappeared. That's what happening these days. So anyway, so I was in Second Life. So let's look at the gallery. Okay, here's a gallery, and you see. Hold on a second. So let's magnify. You see all sort of things people do. Okay, so besides, so there's programmers, technologists. We go to Second Life. We try to maybe build mathematics or geometry. Then there's sex. Sex is everywhere. People, as they say, everything becomes porn. Everything is, it, and it's not just small. It's huge. It's like everyone is. People just don't talk about it. That's all. And uh, so what? So yeah. But anyway, so people do a lot of different things. Okay, let me activities. There's politics. George Bush. Remember back then. Um, see this thing, act now to end the war. So this is like 2007. When George Bush is there. So you see all these. These are people build them. I mean, people build these, and you can go in. I mean, there's all kind of crazy things you can do. So this is a target. You shoot it, and sometimes there's funny dance and stuff. This is pretty. I mean, it's like all these things, like when for example, in art, you have classic art, you have architecture, art, you have street art, graffiti, um, but the thing is in Second Life, because there's no goal, so you see all kind of unimaginable creativity that just sprung up from anywhere that you cannot classify. You cannot say, oh, this is something. Anyway, so in Second Life, so let me show you some math. Oh, architecture. Well, yeah, some of them so is extremely amazing. You see, here are some of the architectures. Again, Second Life is a virtual world. That means you are seeing a picture here, like from the a bird's eyes view, but actually you are inside. For example, these rhombus buildings. You actually go inside, like you are a person inside the building, and you are looking from the interior to the outside, or you can like come out and fly around. Some place you can fly, some place you cannot. um, then you can see the whole building. So anyway, so this is the like a picture of Second Life in 2007. But by today's standard, you probably find this picture the most boring and ugly. But notice, but do realize that all the things, everything you see in Second Life is built by people. So what does it mean built by people? No, it's not like other games. For example, what are some today's other games? Fortnite or whatever, shooting games. Uh, so, but in Second Life, the so what do you mean by build? How do people build? You build things in Second Life just like a, let's say, a carpenter build things in real life. Like you take a brick, you go there and you put it down, something like that. Okay, let me show you. So here's how you build things in Second Life. Here's a good picture example. So you are a person inside this virtual world, Second Life. Then you click. There's a user interface. You just click, and you'll create a thing in front of you. Other people can see as well. You know, in this case, we have a cylinder, and then you can manipulate it, change the shape, and create another cylinder or a brick or a square or whatever shape, and you build. So let's go back to the picture. You see this building? Let's see. You see this building? Okay, let's go down. Okay, so all, all these are different. Okay, here's another building. This building is actually a Telecom Italia. It's like official, their official representation in Second Life. So they build this, building. But anyway, so you see all these kind of buildings. Let's see next one. Oh, so and this one is a military base, which I'm a member of. You in here you play first-person shooters. It's amazing. I have a great time with these people there, and you know, so back in 2007, I was 40 or 40 something, and most of these people are like 20, young people, but first person shooters. So it's like whatever today's game, they um uh what's the one that's what are some of the first person shooter games? There is one. Wait, what's the name? um say it. So there's so many first. Okay, so there's a shooter game where you have a team of like heroes. They call it heroes. Eight or 16 characters, heroes, and uh, oh God, I cannot remember names now. So 8 person watching. Say it, guys. Overwatch. That's it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so Minecraft. I don't like Minecraft. You know why? Uh, I think Minecraft can be similar to Second Life somehow, but I'm not really experienced. Yeah, I think it's similar. I think it's very similar, except that I've never used Minecraft, but I really despise Minecraft. Why? Because, you know, as technology advances, we have more realistic graphics, but Minecraft is like a step backward. They use like Lego bricks, like everything is made of a square. That's what the fuck is that? You know, but people enjoy it. What can you do? And the guy I noticed, actually, the guy who created Minecraft is very interesting. He's on Twitter. You can find him on Twitter. So he's an interesting guy. But anyway, I've never been to Minecraft, and I hate it. Just because the very idea where you use cubes to represent three-dimensional things. That's a most ugly hack. As a programmer, well, some programmer, okay, we are interested in elegance, right? Elegance, not necessarily like realism, like not necessarily that, but we want, and we don't, yeah, notch is great. You use cubes. I mean, what the fuck is that concept? I don't care how good you do it, how fun, how great fun it is a game. The very concept where you use bricks to represent 3D objects, that just throws me off. So anyway, so yeah, so I think I never been to Minecraft, but I think it's very similar to Second Life, where people just do whatever they do, and also, okay, Second Life, there's also a criminal aspect, because of the fact that Second Life is just a virtual world. So you go in, there's actually a lot of criminal activity, like people in Second Life you talk to, I'm talking about real criminal. I mean, serious things, like things I can't even talk about. I don't want to talk about, but like gangsters, so it happens in Second Life. So anyway, so yeah, so originally I was in Second Life to build math. Let me show you some math. That's truly beautiful. Some of the math things. Okay, maybe you guys are not interested in math. Some of you are, I know. Um, okay, this is a equal angular spiral. Again, remember these are real, like kind of real things in Second Life. So this is big. I mean, a human. Let me show you. Okay, here's another sculpture. Uh, so what is this? Hop bundle. It's some advanced math stuff. And that's me. That was my avatar, a girl. Okay, so look at this picture. So this is like a sculpture in Second Life. So and that's a girl. I don't know who is she, but she is in Japanese kimono, traditional. That's a traditional Japanese dress for women, and including the dress and the avatar, the face is also built by people. I mean, not by the company, but just by people. Like you go in, you can, if you want to, if you have the talent or creativity, if that's your thing, you can build a dress and you can sell it in Second Life. Um, so here's another thing. This is Lorentz attractor. It's incredibly interesting because look at this one. Now I want to emphasize this is like a real thing. I mean, well, it's virtual, but it's real. You see that cat person in the middle? That's me. So when you are standing, so this giant star's shape is in the cloud. You like, so I'm there in the middle. Looking at a thing. You get a complete different perspective of things, of mathematical things or whatever things, because that's what you see. You can fly around like a fly, and you can look at the thing from, like when you are like a fly. So that's amazing. And okay, there's another thing interesting. That girl, the chick who built this star shape. By the way, this star shape is called Lorentz attractor. It's a mathematical idea from in the branch of chaos theory. Okay, it's a fancy name, chaos theory, and chaos theory is a branch of dynamical systems. That's what called dynamical systems. The terminology is fancy. If you had never studied math, you might get confused. Oh my God, what are these terms? I don't understand math. It just fly by me. But actually, it's very simple. You take a function, you put in a value, and you get a result, right? You take the result, put back to the function. So in programming, we call it recursion. So you just repeat the process, and you get a sequence of different values, right? Now that this activity, this is called dynamical systems. So what do you mean system? What do you mean dynamical systems? Basically, the interesting thing is that you want to observe what happens to your sequence of numbers. You have a function, you put a value, it comes out a result. You put the result back to the function, it comes out a new number. Repeat, you get a sequence of numbers. And the interesting to mathematicians or physicists or engineers, there's a lot of applications. It's a big field of math. The interesting thing is that you want to know what happens to the sequence of numbers. So what kind of function will get you what kind of sequence of numbers? Do they repeat? Like sometimes they form a loop. Like once you reach your number, then it just loop. It just always that number. Let's say 1372. Then 1372 again. Every time you reach one, it becomes 1372. For example. So so this basically this thing is called dynamical systems. And when you study dynamical systems, you come into a situation where um, you notice very interesting things happening. For some functions, um, the result sequence of numbers becomes such that if you change the input, let's say you start with number three, okay. I mean, you just put in the number three into the function. Then you have a bunch of sequence of values as a result. Now, if you compare that to if you put in the number 3.000000001, like very very tiny difference, almost no difference. Then, but what happens is that the result sequence of functions becomes hugely different from if the input is number three. So what people say is that a small change in input affect the outcome completely differently. So that's when people say, you might have heard people say, a butterfly, you know the butterfly's wing flaps in Brazil, that caused a storm in USA or somewhere. So that's called chaos theory. So chaos theory is the study of that. Okay, let me read the comment a little bit. So there was a great Christmaker interview he did in Second Life. Check it out. Christmaker? Christmaker is a person? Is he famous for something? I'm now kind of out of Second Life for many years now. And right now I have a Mac. I don't have a PC and no graphics card. When you don't have a graphics card, it's hard to play. Um, so the other question. So you can put in formulas and it will build it in 3D, or do you have to build it manually? Okay, let me answer that question. So anyway, I was talking about math, the dynamical systems. By the way, the girl who built this girl, I have a picture here somewhere. She was my girlfriend, well, online girlfriend. And her story is, oh my god, it's another long story. Let's see if I have pictures of her gallery. Okay, math. Where is it? Oh, and this picture, you can see the Mobius strip here, and this girl, this character is actually a character in some Japanese anime. Uh, over Eureka 7. I don't know that anime, but anyway, people are so creative. It's almost every character, every famous character in USA or in Japan, like Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Joker, and so on. Every movie character or every anime character, people have created an avatar in Second Life. So you can buy with the linden dollars, which is in public exchange with US dollars. So another aspect interesting about Second Life is that in most games they have a in-game money, right? But it's not, you cannot, I mean, it's illegal to exchange it with US dollars. Okay, it's not really, I mean, usually they don't make it that way. But anyway, the my point is that in Second Life they have the in-game dollars called linden dollars, and it's officially in exchange with US dollars, fully sanctioned. So in that sense, Second Life is not, it's not just a virtual world for gamers. It's actually, there's a commercial activity. Like stock traders, they watch. You can trade linden. You can buy and sell linden dollars. To make money. As if you are a business type of guy, and people do that. Okay, let me show you. Oh, this, that's my girlfriend. This, so in Second Life, I'm the cat. I'm the purple cat on the left, and the girl, the what they call this character. There's Neko. Yeah, they call it Neko. Neko is a Japanese word for cat girl or something. This Neko is or was my girlfriend, but it's a long story. It's not simple. But anyway, so let me talk about how to. Well, I try to keep things interesting. I don't want to be, just rambling about myself things. So let me talk about how. So if I go astray, say something. Like so whatever I say is in some way interesting to you guys. Interesting perspective or interesting things or whatever. So in Second Life, you build things. There are two things about building in Second Life. One is you build the architecture or stuff. So I have a tutorial. I actually wrote a tutorial here. You can see. So this is how do you build things in Second Life. Now remember again, everything you see so far, all the picture I showed you, everything in it is built by people like that and me. We go in. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. Like, you can just go in. Most people don't build anything. They just go in Second Life, have fun with friends. But everything you see is built by somebody. Uh, usually young, artistic. I mean, there's so much talent you don't see in real world. I mean, you don't easily see it because the corporations and all that, they have a structure. But in Second Life you see all sort of artistic creativity there, like people, things you cannot describe easily. But anyway, so this part is, here's how to build things in Second Life. The other part is scripting. Now that's interesting because that's about programming languages. So this thing you see, LSL scripting tutorial. LSL stands for Linden. Uh, Lind. Wait, LSL Linden scripting language. Okay, that's a name for the language. Linden scripting language. Linden is the name of the company. Linden Labs that created Second Life. So the other aspect of Second Life, besides building things, is scripting. So what does scripting do? Well, it's a programming language. For example, if you have a car in Second Life or a jet plane or whatever, or this smoke, you have to code it. And the way you code it is you write a script. So that's interesting. So I studied that, for a few years, and it's also very interesting. It's first of all, it's the most lousy language. Okay, it's worse than JavaScript. It's worse than Perl. Uh, it's worse than PHP. So that's interesting aspect. The other interesting aspect about linden scripting language is that it's different from basically all industrial programming languages, because in the languages we are familiar with, Perl, Python, Java, C, C++, Haskell, Clojure, Lisp. So what they do, you print things, you add numbers, you write a server, that's it. But linden scripting language is like, it's inside Second Life virtual world. So you use this language to control vehicles, like cars movement, or talking interaction between objects. So it's quite different, not because the syntax or semantics, but rather because the environment, what it's supposed to do. For example, let me show you a simple example. See this one. um, let's go to basic concepts, examples. So for this one, the first this one, hold on, just 3 lines, 4 lines, okay. you know State entry, LL set text, I love ya. That's very funny. So what does this do? This script, you put in an object in Second Life, like you can see yourself, grab this thing, put in an object, and basically it'll just show the text, I love ya, on top of the thing. You just display it there. Anyway, it's you have to be in Second Life to kind of get it. So let's go back to the comments. So can you maybe talk about what was building software keys like to you, and what was the chronology of its development, and do you have any more ideas to upgrade it even more at this point? Yeah, sure. I want to mention iterate, which produces an infinite list formed by iteratively applying a function to an initial value. Yeah, that's what mathematician call it, iterate. Programmer usually say recursion. But anyway, that was the dynamical systems stuff we were talking about earlier. So maybe today Second Life will be some kind of augmented reality in some kind of glasses. Yeah. So today you have virtual glasses. I never used it. I never had chance to use them, and so I don't know what's the state of Second Life or other virtual world. I don't know. So yeah, I don't really know what's going on today. We probably missed that. What do you mean missed? Who? What? I mean, what topic? So, okay, let me quickly touch about Xafly keys, for just 2 minutes. Emacs blog. So I think, that's kind of our topic today, because most other people are probably don't know what that is. But anyway, it's a Emacs key binding system. Let's see, XAR packages, Xafly keys. So it's a key binding for Emacs, kind of like Vim's key binding, and the history. So if you go bottom of this page, um, you'll see some history about why I wrote it. Okay, why I created it. So you can read it there. I think that answers part of your question. Basically, I was okay. The okay. Let me talk about it. So basically, in 2006, I had some kind of hand problem. Then in 2007, I started to create a Ergo Emacs mod, which is a Emacs package that has efficient key binding based on using the old key as the modifier. So that's 2007, and I did that for like 3 4 years, 7 years. Then in 2013, I created Xafly keys. So what's the difference? Well, the difference is that Xafly keys is modal, like VI. You have command mod and you have insert mod. If you want to type some text, you go to insert mod. Then you exit the insert mod. You are in command mod. In command mod, any single key you type is a command. So that means you don't have to hold down control or hold down meta or alt. So it's actually um, more efficient, less keystrokes. So that's why I created software keys. And as far as future plans, yeah, I have some future plan ideas. But okay, but basically right now it just works. It just works. So there's no strong incentive to actually improve, change the architecture or or some other things, because right, it's almost as good as it gets. I mean, I don't have a problem. I don't see people have a problem. It just works. So and also because in order to code it, um, I have to put a lot of energy and effort. I don't have money. I need if somebody like, here's $1,000, go work on software keys, I'll do it. So if there's anyone out there, you want to do that, well, send me the money and I'll do it. And I can do it for you, or I can do it for the public. Like, you like, you put the fund and I, you know, improve it. So anyway, but I do have some future. I have some thoughts. For example, one of the things I want to do is to change the underlying engine. But because right now, every time you switch between insert mod and command mod, it actually redefines the 30 or so keys. Like every time you switch mod, it redefines all the keys. It does that well. I mean, there's no problem with that. But a better way is to actually just swap the key map. So, instead of redefining all the keys each time you change mod, you want to just swap a key map. Like, here's a key map. Press a button, it just swaps the entire new key map into it. I tried that a little bit a few years ago. It didn't work, but I didn't continue because it just works right now. So that's about software keys. Uh, there's a video of people watching VR porn somewhere. Yeah. Well, the thing about YouTube is that YouTube is getting into heavy censorship, so it's a big problem. We cannot talk about things we fear of getting axed, and that's besides not even talking about monetization. Right now I'm not making any money. I hope to, but right now I'm not. Uh, oh yeah, Luke Smith. I first learned of him, that guy, because someone, I think because when oops, because oh yeah, the first video I watched, someone showed it to me. I think is because he was talking about Linux code of conduct. stuff, So, but I haven't watched much of him, his videos. I think I'm subscribed, not here, but in my Google browser. I'm subscribed. I haven't watched much because there's so many to watch today. Like you can spend your whole day watching videos on YouTube. It's endless. It's okay. Okay. Anyway, so how long have I been talking? 50 minutes. That's about okay. So that's a lot. I think that's a good time to stop because usually 50 minutes. You know but originally, actually, I was going to talk about Brave browsers. Okay, I'll talk about that. Originally, I was talking about the videos I've watched. I mean, few of them I really like to comment. There's amazing people and amazing things, and there's experts and just incredible amount of amazing things. Like her, Anna Rodolph. Okay, she is beautiful. First of all, she's amazingly. She's fuck arrow, because you know why the arrow? That's because um uh, the because of the ad block. Wait, shut up. Okay, yeah, it's going into my earphones. So anyway, let's go back to so what is Xah TV? I see you in Xah TV. I mean, I know what it. Well, I guess I know what it means figuratively, but does that actually mean some particular streaming technology or something? Anyway, Brave browser. Okay, let me just tell you Brave browser, and that'll be it for today. So Brave browser is this one. It's like, okay, Brave browser. You can just go to brave.com. Wait. Okay, but let me tell you what it is. It's basically technologically it's just a clone of Google Chrome. Okay, that's the technology, but it's created by the same guy who created JavaScript, Brendan Eich. Okay, and what's the purpose of Brave? Why does he created that? So Brave browser, in today's browser you have all these ads, right? Ads, they run from JavaScript. Now if you code JavaScript, then it's extremely bad, because the JavaScript, they are just like viruses, almost like um, you know when you want to put Google ads, or like every website tracks you in always, not just in cookies. There's also fingerprinting, many technologies, and you have to use JavaScript. Like every time you use some library, npm. Every time you load the library, it loads 100 others. So it's not secure, because the browser originally, the internet is not built for that purpose. I mean, it's not supposed to be commercialized by ads, especially the way ads are done on the browser. So he created the Brave browser. It's basically, okay, put it simply, it has ad blocker built in. Okay, so I don't have to install. I mean, I didn't install any ad blocker, but it's built into the engine, into the Brave engine. So it doesn't show ads or tracking. It eliminates all that. However, the goal is that it tries to build a modern system where people can still survive and have ads, or if you don't want to have support when you run a website, by monetization, by means of either donation or automatic kind of, I don't know for the details, you can look up, but he's trying to build a new system, ecology for running the internet. So I recommend it. I highly support it. So, and also they are also using cryptocurrency as part of the system. Um, so that's why that's what Brave is. Okay, thank you guys for coming. I think I rambled enough. I mean, 54 minutes is good, a good period of time. So I hope to see you guys again. Uh, Thank you, and of course you can comment. I mean, you can comment when the stream ends. You can comment on the, YouTube comment. Yeah, you can let me know uh, what you like to see next, or what kind of, like, I talked about lots of things. You can ask me questions, so to comment on it. So thanks guys for checking in. See you again next time. Bye.